Hi everyone. Uh, Today we're gonna learn together the multi-area OSPF. For that, I'm going to take one router, two, three, four, five routers, and then I'll take one switch here, one switch this side, and one PC this side, one PC this side. So let's take cable, straight cable. Go with 01, this one 022, 02, then cross cable because the same devices 010, 00, 01, 01, 00, 00, 01, 01, then straight cable router to switch 002, 01, and 02 to this. Then I'm gonna say area area 0, area 0, area 1, area 2, then let me come from this side. So I'll say 192.168.1.0/24. This side 192.168.2.0/24. Then this one 10.1.1.0/24. Here 10.1.2.0/24. Then this side 10.1.3.3.0/24. 10.1.4.0/24. So always the router interface I assign 254. Here is 254. This will be 253. Here is 254. This will be 253. This side 254. This side 253. Here is 254. Here is 253, and here is 254. So I'm writing in short form all those because this 254 is 192.168.1.254. This 254 is 10.1.1.254, 10.1.1.253, 10.1.2.254, 10.1.2.253, 10.1.3.254, 10.1.3.253, 10.1.4.0, 1.4.254, 10.1.4.253, 192.168, 2.254. So let me start the configuration with here the static 192.168.1.1 tab 192.168.1.254 router interface IP address is a gateway for the end users. We are done this side. Let me configure this side. The other side is 192.168.2.1 tab 192.168.2.254. This is router interface. Then let me configure this router. So I don't want initial configuration, so I'll say no. Then I'll say enable. I'll say config t. Then I'll say interface gig 0/0 0/2 because we are connected to LAN interface 0/2. Then I'll say IP address 192.168.1.254 255.255.255.0 no shut. The interface is up. Then I'll say int gig 0/0. Then I'll say IP address. I'll say 10.1.1.254 255.255.255.0. I'll say no shut. Then let me right now configure the OSPF. So I'll say router OSPF process ID 10. I'll say network. Let me, otherwise we have to do the clear process. So I'll say router ID router hyphen ID. So this is how many routers we have. So this is, we start with one router 1. So 1.1.1.1. Then I'll say network 192.168.1.0. then wildcard mask 0.0.0. entire network 255. Then we have to declare the area. So this is belong to area 1. So I say area 1. Then only we have to declare the connected area, connected network. So I am declaring the connected network 190 is a 10.1.1.0. then wildcard mask 0.0.0.255. then the area. So this area fall under area 1 still. So area 1. Then do WR. So we are done this side OSPF. So let me minimize this and let's go for the second router. So second router, we'll say no initial configuration. We'll say enable config t interface gig 0/0. then I'll say IP address 10.1.1.253. then 255.255.255.0. I'll say no shut. Interface will come up. So it's perfect. Int gig 0/1. the other interface. I'll say IP address. Then I'll say 10.1.2.2.254. IP address subnet mask 255.255.255.0. I'll say no shut. So I'm done configuring both the interface. So I'll say exit. I'll say router OSPF process ID 10, I'll say router hyphen ID, I'll say second router, so 2.2.2.2, then I'll say network, I'll say two networks, I need to highlight 10.1.1.0, 0.0.0.255. So this 10.1.1.0, this is in area 1. Then second, only we need to highlight uh, connected areas, not the neighbor areas. So 10.1.2. Let me press this command again because I don't want you to get confused. Network 10.1.2.0, 0.0.0.255, wildcard mask area, this is area 0. Then I'll say do WR. So we configured both. Let me minimize this. Then let me go for the third router. How I'm gonna keep this? Let me try to make it little smaller. I'll say no, I don't want initial configuration. Enable config T. Then I'll say interface gig 0/1 IP address 10.1.2.253, then 255.255.255.0, no shut interface will come up. Then second interface, the other side, int gig 0/0, then IP address 10.1.3.254, 255.255.255.0, no shut. So we are done both the interface. I'll say exit. Then I'll say router OSPF process ID 10. Then I'll say router hyphen ID. This is third router, so 3.3.3.3. This is router identification number. So we can identify this router on network as a router 3. Then network 10.1.2.0, wildcard mask 0.0.0.255, area 0. Done. Now both the areas are same. I'll say again up arrow and I'll say 3.0, other side is 3.0, both the areas are same. Then we are done. Do WR. Then I'll go for the other router. Let's bring this router here. Initial configuration no. Enable config T. Then interface gig 0/0 IP address 10.1.3.0, then 255.255.255.0, interface IP address. Something is a bad command, yeah, because I gave the network ID, that's why it's a bad command instead of that. So this is 253 because that side I gave 254. Now it's perfect. I'll say no shut. Done. The network sharp int gig 0/1. Then I'll say IP address 10.1.4.254, then 255.255.255.0, I'll say no shut for the other interface. Okay, now exit. I'll say router OSPF process ID 10 from 1 to 65,535. You can take any, but I took 10. Then I'll say router ID, router hyphen ID. This is the router 4, so 4.4, my bad, 4.4.4.4. then I will say network 10.1.3.0 wildcard ma 0.0.0.255. then I'll say area 0 because this is on area 0 3.0. then another one network 10.1.4.0. this is on, let me do it back, I don't want you to get confused. I cleared the command. Network 10.1.4.0. So I gave 3.0, now is 4.0, wildcard mask 0.0.0.255. entire network area 2 because 4.0 is in area 2, then I'll say do WR. So we are done with router 4. Let's go on router 5. On router 5 I say no initial configuration, I don't want. Enable config t interface gig 0/1 IP address 10.1.4.253 255.255.255.0. I'll say no shut interface up, then int gig 0/0 IP address 192.168.2.254. this is gonna be our end user default gateway. I'll say no shut is up. Now I will say exit. I'll say router OSPF process ID 10. then I'll say router hyphen ID 5.5.5.5. this is our fifth router. then I'll say network 10.1.4.0. only you have to highlight connected areas. network 0.0.0.255 area 2, this is belong to area 2. then network 192.168.2.0 0.0.0.255. let me clear this, I don't want to disturb. network 192.168.2.0. then the wildcard mask area 2. we are done. Do WR. now let me minimize this. now let's see if I ping from here 190. let me first show you. instead of ping IP config, so my PC IP is 192.168.1.1. so I'm going to ping the other PC 192.168.2.1. let's see. so we got the reply. so our OSPF multi area is configured successfully. In the same way, let me go on this PC. I'll say IP config. So this is 2.1, ping 192.168.1.1. so this is this side. We are successfully getting reply. So if you go to any router, how to check which routing protocol is configured? Say exit show IP route, show IP route. Wherever you see the O, so the OSPF is configured here, and is IA is inter area, not intra area. So there is the inter area and intra area. So external. So this is IA is OSPF inter area, and there is another one is OSPF external type 2. OSPF external type 1, OSPF external type 2. Okay, so OSPF is configured, and if you want to just see the OSPF, say space OSPF. It will show just OSPF routes. So the 10.1.1.0, so this is the one, this is the one, is tab. The OSPF metric is 110, the distance is 2 hub away, and is going via 10.1.254. This is 10.1.254 and gig 0/1. 10.1.2. So this is 10.1.2. This is the one, gig interface. This is the interface. Okay, so we are done the OSPF multi-area configuration. If you have any doubt or anything, please leave a comment. I will try to cover that area. Thank you.